All right, Nick, so earlier we were talking about distance control out on the first hole and in between clubs. Do we step on one? Do we try and feather one a little bit? So how do we talk about that? How do we work on that? So out here, you know, we got this cool hole back here behind Claremont. It's our 10th hole. This is where a lot of residents come down and practice. You know, from the back tee box here, it's about 115 yards. And we got a pitching wedge here. We're gonna try and not so much feather this one up there, but I want to talk about distance control and how do we practice this shot so that when we get out onto the course, we can trust it. That's really what we're looking at here. So I've got a goal up there for you.
I see those two sticks.
You see them up there, all right? So everyone looks at this shot and they think, green, I want to hit the green. No, that's not measurable. That's not with intent. So I got two sticks up there. They're about 4 yards short of the pin and 4 yards long of the pin. Okay, so we got a small circle. All right, but if we're gonna aim small, we're gonna miss small. Okay?
Exactly.
If we hit that circle, great. If not, maybe outside of it, all right, that's still okay. All right, so we're gonna talk about how we're gonna hit that shot.
All right, cool. So I've got 5 balls here. We're gonna grip down, and again, we're playing around with this.
We're playing around right now.
So, you know, you tell me. You're my lifeline all day. So tell me where you think on this type of shot, knowing stock pitching wedge is about 122 to 127.
So let's do this. Let's get a baseline. Okay. So we know the goal is trying to get them in there, but we gotta get a baseline.
Exactly.
Okay. So we're looking at the flag. Okay. About 115. We got a little wind in our face right now. But I want you to grip it normal. Going long, it's got to go 150 yards before it touches anything else.
Okay, that's good to know.
All right. So you're good. So just take a stock pitching wedge right here, so you have a baseline of what am I measuring against.
You know what I think about with this is with practice, right? I would have gone into this very differently. I asked the question, well, where do we start? Well, get your baseline first. You might not need to dial it back, right? Like
you got to
practice and say, well, let's say this is what your ball flight's doing today and what your tendencies are, right? So that's on the front right of the green. I didn't hit that great.
Didn't hit it great. Okay, got a little wind up there. Like I said, that's what it can take a little bit off going uphill like that. But not solid. So, okay, we have a baseline. Sort of baseline. Okay, let's do that one more time.
Okay, so full swing.
Because if you were to grade that on, 1 to 10 on contact.
I'd say probably like a 4.
So not solid. Okay.
That one felt better. So that's about front.
That's probably just short of that gate right there.
Now I don't feel like I gave that everything, but I feel like I was like 90, 95%. So this might actually, again, this is why you practice, because I was thinking, if I'm out on the golf course and I have this club and I don't know that from practicing, you know what, I actually don't need to make an adjustment, right? Now when I do make the adjustment.
If you were making an adjustment right now, you would think everything's coming up short. What's going on? Okay, well, do I need to choke up more? Do I need to move something around? Oh, we have our baseline variable now.
Well, I'll show it. Should I do one where I grip down and just see like what, if any, difference there is, right? So I'm gripping down about an inch. And we'll do normal swing.
Normal swing.
But again, like, because if I didn't know this from practice and having my baseline, if I were out on the golf course right now, give me my pitching wedge, I'm going to take a little bit off because I know I can hit this 122 to 127, right? Okay. So I'll take a little bit off. Might get there, might be perfect, but we'll see. That's going to be short. Short right. It might be on the green.
Might be on the green.
But again, I'm not a great ball striker, right? I mean, I'm inconsistent. So to count on me hitting that shot where I'm gripping down perfectly, I'm going to be pissed off with that. Whereas it's like, just do your normal swing. So it's great to kind of feel that practice and understand when and how to gauge your distance control, right? So, all right. I mean, I guess now it's like a matter of putting these two close, right? I know my baseline. It's normal, just stock pitching wedge from here.
Now, did we set the parameters early on about it's only going to be a pitching wedge?
No. So it could be another club, right?
Could be an extra club. If you say I'm going to go an extra club, now I have a baseline of my pitching wedge, full swing, barely getting there. Okay. Well, I take an inch and a half off my 9-iron.
Yeah.
Okay, now I'm talking.
So, I mean, should we do these next two of the 9?
I think so.
I love that. Again, this is why you're the lifeline for the day, because I'm sitting here thinking, well, it's got to be a pitching wedge. That's what we're working on. It's like, no, we're working on practice.
We're working on practice.
We're not working on
so
one
many people
specific
get stuck
club.
on that, thinking like, I got this club. I got to figure out how to hit this club this far.
Yeah.
No, you don't.
Yeah.
You got to figure out how to hit a ball to that yardage.
Exactly.
What club you use, nobody's asking you what club you're using.
Well, and I think what we said earlier, like the broadness, I'm okay with probably 2 of those 3 shots.
Yeah.
That last one that I gripped down, probably short. The other 2 are on, but they're on.
Yeah.
They're not really makeable. We saw it on the course today. I had 2 birdie putts that were so far. It's like, well, I'm not really putting and praying because I'm going through my routine and the process, but those are long putts. You're not going to make those.
Yes.
So this gives me the opportunity to say, all right, maybe it's the 9. We grip down on that. That might help us get there within 6 feet, and that's the club we have to play. So that I love that. That's, again, why you're my lifeline.
Let's
all right, let's see the 9.
And I know you think you got a 9 in your hand. I'm not changing the length of my swing. Swing's got to stay the same.
Same. Mishit it, but oh, I thought it was going to kick right up there, but that's on.
That's on.
So that's the advantage of having a 9-iron. So we just went from talking off camera, do we want to go 54 or 52 on this, to now we're using a 9-iron that, again, mishit, but it's probably the right club, just gripping down a little bit. So when you're in between clubs, like that pitching wedge works, but let's see if I can attack this last one using this 9-iron and hitting it the right way. Because I think if I hit that right, that's definitely the right club.
I think it's the right club.
Kick back. That's on. Not within those gates, but that's, again, right club.
Right club.
Because I'm now that's probably just a little bit past pin high, but those other ones are stressful shots. They're like, get there, hole, right?
Yep.
That one felt, again, not the cleanest as far as club face control. Pushed it a little bit, but it's on, we're putting, and it's actually the probably closest putt of all of them.
Yeah, exactly. And that's where you want to take stress out of golf.
Yeah.
You don't want to put yourself in a situation where you feel like, I got to hit this perfect in order for that shot to end up where I need it to. Versus just, oh, I just need to take a simple club, I'll choke down a little bit, make my normal swing. All right, and if I hit it, great, it's going to be where it's at. If I miss it a little bit, guess what? It's still going to be up there.
So, you know, one of the things that every player does is they have an ego, right? You know, one guy uses this club, other guy wants to use either a shorter club to out drive them or whatever it might be, or you use mind tricks, right? Oh, I'm using this club and you trick the other guy. How do you get over that? Because on this shot, there's like 3 different clubs I'd feel comfortable with. What I said on the 9-iron, and that to me is a prideful thing to be like, well, why don't you use a 54? You know you can get it there.
That's the biggest piece right there is pride. Okay, letting go of that pride, that sense of worth based on what other people are doing.
Yeah.
You're hitting a 7-iron, I feel less value if I don't hit a 7-iron or an 8-iron.
Yeah.
And that's when that sinks into people and they think, oh, I have to do this. Regardless, you know what, I might come up a little bit short, but I still have to hit this club because he cannot hit that club further than me. Why does that matter?
Exactly.
Why do we even care about that? And I think if golfers let go of that, if they get beyond that and think they play within themselves, they trust themselves, they have that self-confidence to know that, hey, good for you. That's a great shot. All right, hit that 7-iron. I'm going to hit this 5-iron over here. I'm going to butter whatever it may be.
Exactly.
Okay, and that's, I think, when you have confidence in yourself, knowing that this club goes this yardage, I don't need to know what you're doing.
Yeah.
I can cheer for you or I can play mind games and whatever it may be.
Yep.
All right. But letting go of that sense of self, that sense of pride on other people valuing or you putting value in what they think of you.
Exactly.
Versus the result that you want.
Yep.
Let that be your reward. Let that be your value.
Well, it's like what we said on the course. I hit that drive and it was bad ball flight. I heard it off the face. It wasn't great. And I remember looking at you complaining.
Yeah.
Like, oh, that, blah, blah, blah. It's like in the middle of the fairway.
Yeah.
Like that, there's a certain ego or anxiety around performance or like you have to be perfect. And golf is such an imperfect game. So I love that you're like, look, whether he's a better or worse player than you based off handicap or whatever's going on that day, if he's using a certain club, that is so, it does not affect you at all, right?
Exactly.
It does not impact you at all. Trust your game. And I think it comes down to what we've talked about, like intentional practice, trusting your numbers, knowing your numbers,
Yes.
and saying, I can use any one of these 2 or 3 clubs on this shot. How am I hitting it today? What's the lie?
Yeah.
Knowing that you're prepared for that situation. I love that. I think that's so important for everyone to know.
Yeah. What's golf giving to you that day? Knowing your yardages, knowing what club goes a certain yardage when you choke down on it an inch.
Yeah.
Okay. Thinking like, oh, I know exactly how far to hit this club. Cool. That gives you that self-confidence to be able to score and play the game of golf with more fun.
Yeah.
And that's what golf's all about. We're trying to have more fun out here.
Exactly.
All right. So have more fun. Get rid of your pride. Okay. Cheer on your teammates. Cheer on your playing partners, whatever you're doing. Unless you want to throw a mind game at them here and there.
Yeah,
All right. Hey, the question I always love asking people, hey, do you breathe in or out before you take a swing? All right. Hey, let's have fun.
I love that.
All right.
That's a good mind.
You inhale or you exhale before you swing?
Yeah.
Oh.
Now they're thinking they missed, they whip, right? I love that.
Yeah. Now they're stuck.
Now you just gave me your tip, so when we
know.
play next time, I'll know, right?
Yep. Oh, don't worry. I got the antidote.
Awesome, man.
Good job.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Likewise, dude.
Yeah. This is fun. Appreciate it.